Come in, come in. Yes, of course, you're quite welcome to my little cabin. Ooh. Oh, my goodness, was it a long drive? Longer than I might think. Oh, well. We'll get you sorted here soon enough. Just take off your coat, those wet shoes. You could leave them there by the door. Come join me in my parlor. Take a load off. You like the smell? Something I was thinking about in advance of your visit. A little blend for clarity. Just simmering away on the stove. It's not too much orange, I hope. It's perfect. Well, I'm glad. I know it's been a long journey for you. In the dark, no less. And I don't make myself easy to find out here in the woods. Just for the best for both of us, I think. To have a little isolation. So much chatter and buzz. People, I think, are sometimes just like little birds, singing away as if it's always just passed on. How can we hear each other through all the noise? Let me light a few extra candles. For now, let me say, I'm just so delighted you've come. Here I am complaining about noise. It's been kind of a quiet time up here for me for a bit. Plenty of time to catch up on reading, get all that cool mountain air under my skin, cook a bit. But, yeah, I've just craved a good conversation. Like my soul's been pawing about looking for it. I mean, I'm not disgruntled. I'm entirely well gruntled. But yeah, I could do with a chat. And I think that's precisely what you're here for. So come sit. Sit. This pile of pillows or that chair there will let you put your feet up. Get a view of the woods outside, however dark they are. There's a blanket. Oh, of course. Be right next to you there if you need it. You must have had your reasons to come and find me. Person like me. So often it goes just so. They've told you in the city to come to the mountains. Come to the dark forest at night to find me. To have your fortune read. To learn from me how to find love and lose weight and win prizes, right? Turning of a card. Gentle sweep of your love line across your palm, burying itself in the plane of Venus. Conjunction of planets and stars. But this is not the work of a Sibyl. This is not my work. Well, my work. Well, a prophetess can't precisely hang up a shingle. Start selling the world on predictions nowadays. I suppose you could do that online, but that's not really, for me. And it's hard to sell anyone on the words of the gods. What little belief remains to us nowadays isn't often spent on one such as I. More's the pity. It's time to get situated. The body can be such a distraction when it wants to be tended to. So we best get things squared away first. Do you care to have a drink? Something warm for the throat, cool for the mind, whatever you prefer. Okay, some tea coming right up. While I'm at that, take this card. It's blank for the moment, at least on that side, but you can write on there why you've come all this way, what it is that you need to hear by the end of our time together. I don't need to see the words. I'll see it in other ways. What's my name? I feel as though I've known you a bit. A couple phone calls, a couple emails. That's a tricky feeling. Empathy can bridge two people before they've earned it. So it's good to call a thing what it is, even if I am the center of many things at once. The business card, the one you're writing on the back of, such as it is, reads the third face of the wisdom, the autumn eye, the maiden. But for now, until we know one another a bit better, you can call me Sella. Yeah, Sella. I have been here in some form or another since man could imagine a space within themselves or outside of themselves, could imagine looking into their own thoughts, seeing light there. Do you like the tea? Good, good. The nature of an oracle is founded in truth, but I have always found that truth is swallowed much more easily with a little honey, a little wine, a little hope. No, as I said in the email, I don't need to charge anything for this. I'm in the lucky position of being able to survive quite happily on what I have. I'm nourished by doing this work, and feast on doing it kindly and well. It's okay. It'll be up to you what this process is worth. You do seem quite rattled. So, I've got hope to spare for both of us. Shall we begin? Good. There now. Give me your hand. If you're all right with this, let me examine its lines. No, I'm no palm reader, though I can read palms, and the hearts that feed those fleshy pads their blood. I find for me touch is often so helpful. Looking into one another's eyes is so essential. The transference of responsibility isn't there. One soul looking warmly into another. In a glance, we begin to promise how we'll treat one another. Energy fields that intersect begin to communicate truth. So look here on your hand. The line of the head, the line of the heart intertwine just here. This is a period of your life where using both is certainly required. Now, I know it wasn't promised in any of our communications, but I just want to be sure that I know that what I offer is not therapy. This is not the sort of care, support that will sustain you in days to come. This is not a magic pill. What this is is a chance for buoyancy, rising steam, lifting you to a place where you know you are worth the work ahead. This is an inspiration to look with kindness inward, find compassion for yourself in this moment, rather than pushing yourself away. You don't know how to be self-compassionate. We'll learn together. I suspect I don't know enough. What I do know, can tell, can feel, is that you're in pain. Jagged fingernails, dry hands, the depleted resiliency beneath your thumbs. More than anything, darling, your face tells me all. Oh. I want to assure you that we have no need to part until you feel safe in your skin again. It's not a timed session, there's no rush, no test, but this. Have you come back home? You are suspicious, naturally. So it has always been. No matter if the word of Zeus himself were to pass my lips, the believing comes later, as it should be. So, imagine in your mind what you've written down on the card, even if it makes you flinch to consider it. Often, it feels much safer to press on the wound than to endure what it would take to heal it. So much of what you're doing is just leaving yourself behind. Does that sound right? Letting habit, dopamine on the ship aground, just so you don't have to fight that sea dragon of emotion that chases you. Regardless, you've come all this way because you believe I have something important to tell you. Looking at your earnest expression, your heavy heart, your shoulders up by your ears, I'm certain you're right. But I won't know the truth until I know it. House is quiet, but you can almost feel the glow, as if perhaps every candle that surrounds us is a memory of yours. Good, bad, indifferent. Even if we sit together in the darkness, there will always be one faithful light. Let me be a faithful light for you. You must understand that you are this house, my darling human. You are this hut in the woods. You are safe and warm and aglow with memory. And I will not cast you out for what you've written on your card. Not this one, nor 1,000 others. Been upset. You've been railing away at yourself. I hear it. Of course I hear it. I'm not always in the room. I'm in the same house. At least for now. And it doesn't frighten me, because I know its root. Quite scared. Scared in your smallest, most precious self. Self that doesn't know how to reckon with it yet. So much is changing. Expectations on your shoulders have grown so weighty. You don't always know what you're doing. And sometimes you hide when you realize you've done it wrong, rather than own up to your mistakes. Sometimes you make small problems into much greater ones because you don't want to see yourself failing. Certainly don't want anyone else to see that either, because you don't want to be vulnerable for a moment and risk being abandoned for it. And you know how possible this is, this leaving, because every time you sense failure on the horizon, you head for the hills. You abandon your current self and escape into the future, into your thoughts, addictions, imaginings, into storytelling. Is this close to what you're experiencing? Is this what compassion is for? What I am for? To lay a soft hand on your shoulder, encourage you to press your hand to your chest. Feel the warmth there. Isn't it strange how the body takes to the sensation of skin against skin, even our own? We were born so ready to self-soothe. It's my purpose to remind you, to look at you clearly in the eyes, kindly speak the truth. Feel it mark a line in your chest, right through your heart. And as you listen, what is truth will rise above the line and reach your head. What is false will fall below. You and only you can measure from this line. You and only you can tell your truth. For there is no compassion in self-delusion. It is only truth to say that whatever the cause, clearly having a rough go of it, my darling one. And it is only truth to say that you and I are not going to leave you for something you've forgotten or done poorly. We are not going to abandon you for anything you could imagine doing. You're settled in here, soul-bound, as though twinned to your wild and improvised life. We have no judgment of it, only love and a steady hand against a steady heart. So stop punishing yourself for what you've done wrong. Stop believing you deserve to hold this spiky hurt another day, child. We don't mend by denying our own heartache. Breathe. Why should I be sad? I'm with you. This is a profound joy, for I see your kind heart. I see you doing your best. I see you willing to listen and know something new. It's the truth of yourself. Here, we put this blanket over your shoulders. So you don't want to believe it. You certainly don't want to focus on it. You want to balance your slice of pain against the overwhelming surge of suffering in the world. You don't understand why it's not obliterated by the fallout. You want to just keep moving. And somehow you're sitting here with your drink and my words, and it's still there. You radiate with it the self-judgment. From its poison, the sadness and the frustration, this eternally inward glare. Aside from the orange, this air tastes of it. Your loneliness, your hope to be seen, your struggle for mastery. You feel so much for your own story, and you're ashamed of telling it. Ashamed of wanting, of being, taking up space, dinging and damaging others with your desires. Ashamed of things that aren't even possible. No, what an extraordinary being you are. Feel such love for others, yet you seem almost empty when it comes to yourself. And yet, this is the true sorrow. The message from the gods: there is no kenosis for you mortal. You, my moonbeam, my radiant new friend. You will never be able to cut out this flawed and lumpen thing within. Be it this anxiety, this foamy shame, this ADHD, the depression, this asymmetric framing that sits within your ribs. Whatever it is, this is the place that holds the warmth, holds the candlelight in the center of the house. Your memories, your humanness, your love. But love, all things can become beautiful in time. So let's practice for a moment. Just staying here, inside the house of you, holding the light. Imagine waking up to yourself, nourished, even in the silence. A place just like this, the house of you, knowing there will be no more abandonment. That you, that I are as close as an open palm over your heart. Good. see the night birds moving across the sky out the window. That's what birds should do. Let them fly. We stay here, remain steady. What is wrong can only truly begin to be made right by letting the hurt pass, turning back for a second look. So let's take a deeper breath and look again at you. In this bowl, I present you now a few hungry embers from the fire. If you'd like, if you're ready, the card will make a fitting feast to close. If you care to keep your card, if it's not yet time to give it up, it's always yours to keep. And the tea, maybe helping you sleep. A nap may not go amiss, but when you wake, write a bit. Practice staying home with yourself. Drink something warm or something cold. And whenever you need of me, make the journey to the mountain. I will never turn you away.